everybody. Welcome to English Mini Talks. It's so great to see you here again. How's everyone doing today?
Hi, friends. We're really happy you could join us. I hope you're all having a good day so far.
Yes, I've had a pretty busy morning, but I'm excited to sit down and chat with you all about today's topic. How about you, Amir? How's your day been?
Oh, it's been good. And I've been looking forward to this conversation all day.
Me too. There's so much to talk about, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts and share some of mine. So before we start, let's quickly say what this video is about and what the main goals are.
Yeah, good idea. The speaking topic for today is city life. We're going to explore the advantages of living in a city, the challenges, why more people are moving to cities nowadays, and share some personal experiences. The words and expressions we use will be very useful for all English learners, as well as IELTS and TOEFL candidates.
But before we start, dear listeners, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second and really helps us.
Yes, if you enjoy this episode, tap that like button and subscribe to stay tuned for more. Your support really matters.
So, Amir, have you always lived in a city, or did you grow up somewhere else?
Actually, I grew up in a small town, but I moved to the city about 5 years ago. My dad's job got transferred here, so our whole family had to relocate. At first, it was really strange. I had to change schools, make new friends, and even figure out a different way to get to class every day. I remember the first week, I got lost twice just trying to find the cafeteria. But slowly, I started to enjoy all the little things, like the local park near my apartment and the amazing variety of food around the city. What about you, Sarah?
I was born and raised in the city, so I've experienced the full city life, good and bad. For example, I remember walking to school every morning and passing so many shops, cafes, and street performers. It was lively and fun. But on the other hand, the traffic was always crazy, and sometimes the noise kept me awake at night. I also had to get used to public transport from a young age, squeezing into crowded buses and trains, which wasn't always easy. Still, I loved how close everything was. My friends, my school, and even the library were just a short walk away.
That's interesting. Living in a city definitely has many advantages.
Totally. One main advantage of living in the city is that everything is so accessible. You can easily get to work, shopping, restaurants, or cultural events. That convenience really saves time in daily life. For example, I can walk to the supermarket and buy my groceries in just 10 minutes.
So, advantage number one is definitely convenience, right? Being able to get things done quickly and easily.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest bonuses of city life.
The second advantage, in my opinion, is that cities usually have better job opportunities, which was one of the reasons I moved here. I found it much easier to find work in my field.
Oh, yes, that's a great point. Tell us more about how you found your first job here.
Sure. When I moved to the city, I applied to several companies in my field and finally got an interview at a marketing firm. The city had so many options compared to my hometown, and I was able to choose a job that really matched my skills and interests. It was exciting to finally start working in a role I'd been dreaming about.
That's so cool, Amir. I love hearing how the city gave you so many opportunities. It really shows how moving here can change your life for the better. I think one other advantage is social life. There's always something happening. Cafes, concerts, clubs, meetups. You can easily meet new people. For example, last weekend, I went to a small music event at a cafe near my apartment. While enjoying the live music, I started talking with a few neighbors I hadn't met before. We shared stories about the city, our favorite spots, and even planned to go to another event together next week.
That's actually pretty cool. So, if we sum it up, the main advantages of living in the city are first, convenience. Everything is close and easy to reach, which really saves time. Second, better job opportunities. Cities offer a wide range of options, making it easier to find work that suits your skills and interests. And third, social life. There's always something happening, so it's easier to meet new people and make friends.
Yes, exactly.
I've also noticed that living in a city improves cultural exposure. You see people from different backgrounds, try new foods, and learn about other cultures. It really broadens your perspective. For example, last month, I attended a small international food festival in the city. I got to taste dishes from 5 different countries and even chatted with some of the chefs about their recipes. It was so interesting, and I felt like I learned a lot about different cultures without even leaving the city.
That's so true. And let's not forget access to education and healthcare. The city usually has better schools, universities, and hospitals compared to smaller towns. For example, I've always gone to schools that were just a short walk from home, and the city library is only 5 minutes away. Last year, when my cousin needed medical attention, we got her to a very good hospital in less than 10 minutes. It's amazing how much easier it is to access education and healthcare here compared to smaller towns.
Yes, so far, we've talked about several benefits: convenience, job opportunities, social life, cultural exposure, and access to education and healthcare. You know, Sarah, I think it would be fun to take a few of these words and expressions we just talked about and make some simple sentences with them. It's a good way for our viewers to see how to use them naturally.
Great idea, Amir. Let's try it. Which one should we start with?
How about convenience? I'll go first. I love the convenience of living close to the supermarket. It saves me a lot of time.
Perfect. Now for social life. Living in the city improves my social life because there are always events and meetups happening.
Nice one. Now I'll try job opportunities. Cities offer better job opportunities, which helped me find work in my field.
And for cultural exposure, attending a food festival in the city gave me great cultural exposure. I tried foods from 5 different countries.
Last one, access to education and healthcare. I appreciate the city's access to education and healthcare. The library and hospitals are just a few minutes away. Now, Sarah, I think it's also important to talk about some challenges of city life.
Absolutely. Let's take a step-by-step approach here. First of all, air pollution and noise pollution are the main disadvantages of city life. On busy days, the traffic makes it hard to breathe outside, and the car horns and construction noise can be really annoying. Even though I've always lived here, some nights the sirens and honking make it hard to sleep. I usually close my windows and turn on a small fan. It helps a bit.
The second disadvantage of city life is cost of living. Rent, groceries, and services are usually much more expensive. When I moved here, I didn't realize how much more expensive groceries and utilities would be compared to my hometown. Last month, I had to replace my old laptop, and it felt like everything here costs at least twice as much. Even simple things like grabbing coffee or taking a taxi add up quickly.
I totally get that. Living in a city can be so expensive. Even small things like your daily coffee, commuting, or groceries can make a big difference in your budget. It really makes you think carefully about how to manage your money here. Another disadvantage of living in a city is the fast-paced life. Everything moves so quickly, and it can feel really stressful. For example, I often have to rush to school, meetings, or appointments, and sometimes it feels like there's never enough time to relax.
Yeah, I totally get that. The city is exciting, but the constant rush and busy schedules can be really tiring sometimes. Let's sum up the main disadvantages of city life. First, Air and noise pollution. Traffic, construction, and loud streets can make it hard to enjoy outdoor spaces or get a good night's sleep. Second, the high cost of living. Rent, groceries, transportation, everything tends to be more expensive than in smaller towns. And third, the fast-paced lifestyle. Everything moves quickly, schedules are busy, and it can feel stressful trying to keep up. Now, I think it's a great idea if we take some of these disadvantages and make a few simple sentences. This will help our viewers practice using these expressions naturally.
Absolutely. Let's start making sentences with each of these disadvantages. For air and noise pollution, I could say, living in the city is hard sometimes because the streets are always noisy and the air feels polluted.
That's a perfect example, Sarah. And for the high cost of living, I could say, the high cost of living in the city makes it hard to save money since rent, food, and transportation are all so expensive.
Exactly. And for the fast-paced lifestyle, I could say, the fast-paced lifestyle in the city makes me feel stressed because everything is always moving so quickly.
Great! You see how simple sentences like these can clearly explain the disadvantages while using the expressions we talked about.
Yes, and our viewers can try making their own sentences too. Don't worry if they're not perfect. It's all about practicing and getting comfortable with these phrases.
So, Sarah, let's talk about why more people are moving to cities nowadays.
Yes, one big reason is better infrastructure. Cities usually have good roads, public transport, and facilities. For example, my parents can travel across the city quickly using buses and metros, and everything from schools to hospitals is easier to reach.
That's true. Another reason is personal growth opportunities. Cities have more workshops, courses, and clubs. People can learn new skills, try different hobbies, or even change careers more easily. Like last month, I joined a photography class and met people who taught me new techniques.
Exactly. Then there's access to essential services. In cities, banks, post offices, and government offices are easier to reach. Even small errands can be done in one trip, which saves a lot of time compared to small towns.
Right. Another reason is social connections. Cities have a large variety of people, different jobs, cultures, and ideas. You meet new people all the time, which helps with learning and networking. For instance, talking to neighbors or colleagues can give you useful advice or inspiration.
Yes, and modern technology is a big factor too. Cities have faster internet, better mobile coverage, and more tech services. It makes working online or ordering things for daily life much easier.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. So basically, people move to cities because life is more convenient and full of opportunities. Better infrastructure helps them get around easily. Personal growth opportunities let them try new things, and access to essential services saves time every day.
Yes, and don't forget social connections and modern technology. Meeting different people and having fast internet or good mobile coverage makes both work and social life much easier.
Exactly. All these factors together make city life very attractive. Even if it comes with challenges like stress or high costs, it's clear why more and more people are choosing to move here.
Amir, before we finish, let's go over some of the most useful expressions from today's episode and explain what they mean.
Absolutely. Let's start with convenience. Convenience means how easy or practical something is. For example, I enjoy the convenience of having a supermarket and pharmacy just a 5-minute walk from my apartment.
Great. Next, job opportunities. Job opportunities are the chances to find work or grow in your career. Last year, I explored several job opportunities in the city and finally got a position that matched my skills perfectly.
Then we have social life.
Social life is about how often you interact with other people and enjoy activities together. I love how living in the city improves my social life because there's always a concert, meetup, or cafe to visit.
Now, cultural exposure. Cultural exposure means experiencing different cultures, foods, and ideas. I got amazing cultural exposure when I attended an international festival and tried foods from 5 different countries.
Another one is access to education and healthcare. This means how easily you can reach schools, universities, or hospitals. I really appreciate the city's access to education and healthcare, as I can reach the library and hospital in just a few minutes.
Let's talk about air and noise pollution. Air and noise pollution described how dirty or loud the environment can be. Living here sometimes feels difficult because air and noise pollution make it hard to enjoy the streets or sleep at night.
Next is high cost of living. High cost of living means that rent, food, and other basic expenses are expensive. I noticed the high cost of living in the city when I had to pay much more for groceries and rent compared to my hometown.
Then we have fast-paced lifestyle. Fast-paced lifestyle means that everything moves quickly and people often feel rushed. The fast-paced lifestyle in the city can make me feel stressed because I'm always trying to keep up with work and appointments.
Another important one is infrastructure. Infrastructure refers to the city's roads, public transport, and facilities that make life easier. I really benefit from the city's infrastructure because buses and metros make traveling across town much easier.
And finally, personal growth opportunities. Personal growth opportunities are chances to learn new skills, try hobbies, or improve yourself. I've taken full advantage of personal growth opportunities in the city by joining language courses and photography workshops.
Perfect. That covers 10 key expressions, each explained and used naturally. You know what? I think now it's the perfect time for our viewers to write their own sentences in the comments.
Yes! Here's what I want you to do. Choose one of these 3 questions and answer it using some of the expressions we learned today. 1. What are the advantages of living in a city? 2. What are the disadvantages of living in a city? 3. Why do you think more people are moving to cities?
Answering even one question will help you practice using these phrases naturally.
Exactly. And remember, it doesn't matter if your answer isn't perfect. The important thing is to try, practice, and express your ideas.
Right. Mistakes are fine. They help you improve.
So pick a question, write your sentence, and enjoy practicing. We can't wait to see your answers in the comments.
And if you learned something new today, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to keep learning with us.
Yes, your support really matters. Please tap like and subscribe to help our channel grow.
That's all for today, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode and learned some useful phrases.
Don't forget to write your sentences in the comments and practice what we talked about today. See you next time, everyone. Keep practicing and have fun with your English.
Bye for now.
Bye.